thank you so much for sharing your garden with us. And right now we're going to be talking about things that are going to really help get a lot of young people started in gardening and get you started on that spring crop of tomatoes, everybody's favorite gardening topic. I'm joined by Max Elliott, who's a program coordinator with Urban Roots. Now, describe for us, Max, what Urban Roots is all about.
Well, Urban Roots is a program of YouthLaunch, and YouthLaunch is a nonprofit here in Austin that creates empowering opportunities for young people by engaging them in service.
Okay.
And Urban Roots is our newest program where we work with 15 high school students ages 14 to 17 and engage them into a farming program, so where they work in the spring and summer. So they work with us for over 25 weeks to grow food for the community.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
and I remember my own experiences when I was a young person getting exposed to gardening and the difference it made in my life. How these young people responded?
Well, it's pretty remarkable. The beginning of the season, we bring them out, and we already have a few things growing because we need to start our seeds before we can actually work with the youth. And so we go on a farm tour, and we're like, okay, does anybody know what a spinach leaf looks like? Anybody know what carrots look like growing in the ground? And they really are kind of dumbfounded, kind of pointing fingers everywhere to see,
sure.
See, you know, what's what.
Those things come from grocery stores. What do you mean?
Exactly, exactly. And by the end of the season, they're really able to identify everything that's growing, and they're the ones that are leading adults on farm tours and telling them about what's growing and you know, all those great things.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good, because that's something that will last a lifetime, which is great. Now let's turn our attention to something that lasts just for a season, okay?
Okay.
But one very beautiful season, and we so many people out there right now. There's this huge resurgence and interest in growing your own food. Have you experienced that?
Definitely. I've worked for a lot of local farmers in Central Texas, and the interest and enthusiasm around farmers markets has really, you know, blown up in the last 10 years. It's been really exciting, and I think that's also translated into backyard and community garden interest as well.
Right, right. And speaking of backyards, at this time of year, this is when people really need to be paying attention to getting their tomatoes going. We think of them as that early summer kind of ecstasy, if you will, the homegrown tomato, that kind of paragon of gardening. But it takes a whole season's worth of preparation and work. You know, early on, right now, what are the first things that people really need to know about growing tomatoes? Let's start with the basics. What do they absolutely have to grow tomatoes successfully?
Well, I think they need to have a space in their yard where they can get a good amount of sun, and so they need to really prepare the soil so that can provide a great foundation to start tomatoes. Yeah.
So a lot of soil prep. When you say a good amount, we're talking about minimum of 6 to 8 hours.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Partial shade doesn't work for tomatoes.
Right.
Now, in terms of planting them, a lot of people want to get them started early. And there's a kind of a joy of starting something from seed and actually getting that going. What's the best way to get something going by seed?
Well, for tomato plants, they need a little bit of heat to really germinate. And so if you have access to a heating mats, that is one way to really start that at home. Find a really warm area. And it takes about a week if you have, you know, the seeds in about the 60-degree range. That can really help them germinate a little bit faster.
Okay, so definitely provide a little warmth. Exactly. You recommend like a seed tray?
A seed tray or a heating mat you can find. But there are also some great nurseries where you can find some seeds already germinated. The challenge is finding the varieties that you want.
Right.
And that's the greatest fun about growing great tomatoes. There's just thousands of great varieties that you can't find in grocery stores.
A lot of the dependable forms that a lot of people know, like Big Boy, Better Boy, those kinds of things, Early Girl, very common, but now dozens and dozens of heirloom varieties, which can be really wonderful as well.
Exactly.
So lots of things we can talk about there. But let's keep on with the talking about this preparation work. You say a good soil. What does that mean to you?
Well, to me, it means that it's fluffy. It has a relatively balanced pH, so that, you know, in Central Texas, our pH is a little bit alkaline.
Right.
So if, you know, tomatoes like a little bit more of an acidic soil, so you can possibly bring down pH a little bit, mulch with pine straw or something like that. That really helps. But just something that really, a soil that drains well is really important.
Adding compost and adding some rock mineral, perhaps.
Exactly. I like to add compost as a base, and that's more to provide an inoculant to the soil to really feed the microbial activity. When I'm planting tomatoes, I like to plant them really deep because tomatoes are great in that they root from the stem, and so you can plant them kind of at an angle and so that they can root really well.
Right.
I actually add a little bit of bone meal and blood meal to give them a little bit of phosphorus and nitrogen respectively that releases slowly throughout the season to give them a good jump.
And mix that in as you plant them. Say if you have them in a small container, if you've moved them from a tray or planting a warmer into a small container, and they'll often get real tall and leggy, you can bury almost half that plant.
Exactly.
And they will root out from the stem. So that's a really important tip, I think, for a lot of people.
Sure, and it's important to plant that at an angle. If you had a tomato that was that tall, you wouldn't want to bury it that deep just straight in the ground like you would a tree. You kind of want to bury it at an angle so that the roots can get going from the stem in that way.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. I see. That's a good tip.
And I think it's really important in Central Texas to really beat the heat. You want to get as big of a tomato plant as possible before you put it in the ground, because we're really racing against the heat here.
Yeah, but we also have to be cautious of the cold. So if you plant them early, you need to be prepared to protect them.
That is very true.
And how do you do that?
Well, I cage our determinate tomatoes, and then you can wrap the cage with landscape or a greenhouse plastic, so that it lets a decent amount of light through, but it kind of provides some insulation for the tomato plant itself.
Okay.
I've also seen people grow them with what they call water walls, which is a wall and it's made of plastic and it's filled with water, and that provides an extra insulation as well.
Okay. Well, what are the big problems you encounter with tomatoes at the farm? What are the things that really hurt the crop out there?
Well, the biggest challenges are the insects. We have a really big problem with stink bugs and leaf-footed bugs. And I think I'm not alone in that.
No. So how do you deal with that?
Well, one of the things that we found last year is we tried to plant as many sunflowers on the edge of the farm as possible. And that attracted a lot of the leaf-footed bugs. And so that was a trap crop for us. And then we were able to pull the leaf-footed bugs off of those sunflowers. We tried a lot of different things. There's an organic pesticide called pyrethrin, which is made of chrysanthemum flowers. It's organic, but you need to really use it wisely. And if it has contact with the stink bugs, then that can really help as well.
They're hard. It's just one of those things, and so many of us who lie and wait for them and ambush them in the morning when they're sluggish, they're not that sluggish, even when they're sluggish, though.
That's true.
They're tricky little guys, and they hide from you.
Right. When they get scared, they can just tuck the tail under and drop.
Right. Well, that's the idea of putting out a trap plant, I think, is a really, really good tip. Now, there's some other things that people need to be aware of. Tomatoes like to be fed. You mentioned that you do slow release at the beginning. Do you do foliar feeding during the season?
We also do foliar feeding too. Yeah, I like to make a mixture of fish emulsion and liquefied seaweed, and I mix those together, and we're growing about 700 tomato plants.
Wow.
On about an acre is what we're growing on. And so we have a 4-gallon backpack sprayer that we use, and we do that every 2 weeks. I feel like our tomatoes...
I think that's a good time. I think every 2 weeks is really good during the springtime, especially in that push, not just for tomatoes, but for a lot of stuff.
Sure.
If you're trying to push them.
Right, and that's kind of what we're really trying to, again, we're trying to race the heat and try to get as much tomato production before.
Okay, now you say racing the heat, and I started thinking about, okay, what are the best varieties? Early Girl, for example, is something we recommend for people who are perpetually late.
Right.
Because it blooms early, sets fruit early. What are some of your favorite varieties?
Well, Celebrity is standard in this area as well. And one of my favorites is Donna, or D-O-N-A, Donna. It's a French hybrid variety. Been having a hard time finding seeds for that. But that is a great, small, fruited tomato that has excellent flavor.
Yeah.
My favorite cherry tomato is Sun Gold. I think that's really one of the sweetest cherry tomatoes you can find.
Yeah, Sun Gold, Donna, and the other is Celebrity. Those are 3 good varieties. I want to add Roma to the mix for those who like that kind of plum tomato. This is one you can just harvest baskets and baskets of tomatoes off of, and I really enjoyed the flavor of the Romas as well. Great plants. So get busy, be prepared, get ready for the stink bugs, plant a few sunflowers. So really good tips. And again, the organization is Urban Roots.
That's the program, and we're a program of YouthLaunch.
Okay. Well, we certainly appreciate you coming on, and we hope that people out there will pay heed to getting ready for the tomato crops. Again, soil preparation and regular fertilizer, full sun, fluffy soil, and you're in good shape.
That sounds good.
All right. Thanks so much for coming on board. And coming up next is Skip Richter.